everyone, Lord.agion here with another Grey Goo Replay. So on the bottom side, we have Pepe. Is that how you say that? Just Pepe? Such simple names, I just always forget if that's the actual way to pronounce it. And spawning what's originally over here, the Goo player, BlueDrivesMonster, now in the center area. Using a patrol move to go back and forth between the big catalyst nodes. Very nice. Drover will spot out this two, but will not see the other two revolvers. So, going to be a 4 revolver harassment force coming up. We also see a trident over here, putting the mother goop back in the bush. It's not on the catalyst vent, so it's now sustaining mining time lost. Very nice, very nice. And plus, it doesn't have enough for small protein. And this mother goo also does not have enough for small protein. Now this one, it needs to spawn that small protein now to help deal with this force. This one can refine the catalyst it has into a small protein, but BlueDrivesMonster has sustained now heavy amount of economic damage. Does manage to kill that trident. Needs to immediately place on this mother group back on the catalyst vent. Start refining. We've got another small protein that's now built, and now 4 more drovers. Well, one drover will be killed. Will we see a second one killed? No, just barely before the second drover gets killed. He currently has 6 drovers, which can deal with this revolver group if they group up. And of course, these drovers now are at full health, nice and healthy. Destroys one of the revolvers. There goes another of the revolvers, and now there's one left. With 3 revolvers, he's managed to take out so far 4 drovers, 5 drovers. Drover can withstand only 2 more volleys, and the 3 revolvers were managed to, since he didn't group them up, they prevent the splash damage. And plus, he kept the one that they're focusing on just slightly out of range, so they had to move forward and not actually fire. Very good control by Pepe. Sorry about this, I have a bit of a cold right now, so my throat's a bit chalked up with mucus. Finally getting the 3rd mother goo out. The human player Pepe only has 2 refineries right now, though it is a bit recommended to have a bit more when facing a goo player. Currently getting some another war factory up. Perhaps just trying to do a bit of a early harassment, trying to punish the goo player from early expansion. This drover, revolver, only has 15 health, so it will be devoured by the small protein. And the mother goos are nice spread out, so if he loses one or one being attacked, the other 2 will be relatively safe. Getting a 3rd refinery up, very good. Any technologies? Not just yet. We do have a Radiant out here for the scout. What does the Radiant see? I'm not exactly sure how much is actually saw. I'm not sure if he actually did see this. Perhaps it did see it at one point. There are 4 drovers, which, as by what we can see before, the control of Pepe has been very good, so 4 drovers will not beat a trident and 2 revolvers. However, 8 drovers and a Radiant should. There's a monitor craft out for Pepe. Did he? Huh, I don't see an air attachment. So perhaps he's already sold off the air attachment. I'm just surprised he immediately sold off an air attachment. I suppose he wants those credits now so he can reinvest into an army, which he currently really does need. He should know there is a bit of a harassment force down here, especially when this harvester comes by. Oh wait, the explosion! Oh, that's a lot of them dead. About half the drovers were killed by that exploding harvester. When Harvester explode, they deal 100 damage. That's enough to wipe out a drover, or even a group of drovers. A very, like he should have, when he saw that Harvester coming back, he should have immediately backed off if he were to realize it. And now with this weakened force, he's going to send in this counterattack force attack. This force. He should. But he's not. Do you see some reinforcing small proteins? Looks like 4 small proteins coming forward. Yeah, 4. And looks like the force does retreat within these bushes and head and probably going to regroup with this force. A nice spread on the Mother Goose. Like I said, there's one in the middle, giving that nice catalyst. Got the one here, and even one way over here. A nice mixture of radiance for scouting intelligence and a lot of drovers. Though there is a Gladys out now, it can withstand a lot of fire, but it can't withstand this much amount of fire. The monitor does see this force. He should run away, at least with the Gladys. That's a bit of an expensive unit. It looks actually like it's sort of dancing around. It seemed like it was going pretty slow for some odd reason. And there goes this small little force. Just a nice pick-me-up for the Goo player. The Goo player is currently on 5 Mother Goos, while the human player is only on 3. Actually, yeah, 4 refinery. Though he did expand over here. This Mother Goose sustained a heavy amount of damage in that burst. It will go down. Now this counterattacking force should be able to clean up this harassment force. No problems. Nice amount of splash damage. As you can see, he's trying to split up the force now, which he is now doing quite a bit of damage for what that small force was, and how good that initial engagement was. We do see a bit of I guess, harassment force. Gladys seem a bit slower than last time I remember. They just seem a bit slower for some odd reason. Was it some sort of recent patch to make them slower? To me, no, they're moving the same speed. For some odd reason, it just looks like they're moving a bit slower. We do see a force of drovers here. Okay, looks like scouting out for another extractor. Looks like he's getting up his 5th refinery. Well, he already has the refinery up. He's just placing another 5th extractor now. Currently running away. Perhaps this force should get a raid around here and start bombarding the units. A nice funnel for the human player, but allowed the Goo units to be funneled in an area and get wiped out. Tridents can be pretty good, but there's a large number of tridents here, so not so much. As you can see, tridents are pretty effective versus striders with their large amount of health. Though he was able to finally manage to kill off the Gladys. What's a plural term for Gladys? Gladys's? Gladi? a lot of people. This Mother Goo is retreating due to the fact that there's this harassment force coming forward. Looks like a wave of small proteins. Actually, there's a large proteins in this group. Perhaps looks like the destructor bounce upgrade is being crescents. Actually, I could just one of these will be destructors. Is getting some striders. Ooh, Bastion! I love my Bastion. Do you see a bit of a harassment force? Two Tempests here. They're trying to deal with the monitor. Yeah, he should immediately focus on, I would say, the Tempest. Or he's going straight for the Mother Goo. There is small proteins that were small protein foods built. I can't speak right now. The monitor was destroyed, so we cannot see into the bush. There goes one of the Mother Goos. Well, the monitors can't see in the bushes anyway. And now the Mother Goo is out in the open, sustaining heavy damage, but just maintaining, just dying. He had nothing really to penetrate the armor of the Gladys effectively. He lost another 2 Mother Goos, which is actually a pretty big loss for him. We do see this attacking force. The Bastion has sustained heavy amount of fire. Perhaps he should invest to healing pools for the Bastion, so maintain more tankiness. This force will destroy the Bastion. As you can see, it is now dead. Getting repair subroutines and getting the Scimitar ground mine weapon. Destructor coming forward, but of course not moving or shooting. Yep. They are stronger than the other tank units, but they do not have a move and shoot. Moving forward, the Crescent artillery is a bit forward. Very dangerous spot for this Crescent. Does get a nice burst, and this Crescent will be destroyed. Another wave of artillery coming in, that's an additional 150 damage, should destroy the Tridents, and now the Destructor should focus on the Gladys. These Tridents are just out of range, destroying more and more Collectors, but we do, ooh, there's even there's a harassment force of Gladys here. Both sides taking a heavy amount of losses. The Goo player is on now 11 Mother Goo. And this Gladys hit force will continue to rampage forward. More and more of these small proteins are actually dying. All of those small proteins actually died. They didn't even transform the Striders. Got this harassment force. There is actually a Mother Goo within this force. It doesn't have much health, so it's best to actually put on a Catalyst node to get some health. Destructors are now falling back, trying to deal with the Gladys. I think another Mother Goo has fallen. Or exploded. This Mother Goo is trying to be offensive, but it is sustaining heavy amount of damage. Just because this half the health is showing, doesn't mean it's actually half the health is actually good. Because that huge segment is equivalent to each of the small segments in the number of health. Mother Goo trying to run forward. It actually does have a bit more health, at almost double the amount of the original other Mother Goo's health. Trying to deal with these what's it called? The Gladys. Very nice. There are radiants out, perhaps just to gain intel. And there's a flanking force of Gladys here, destroying the Crescent artillery. Very, very nice. He is sustaining damage to the war factories. And the Crescents are now getting on the other side of the hill, but there is a monitor craft able to spot up here. The Destructors are trying to move backwards. And this force just got outflanked. Though the Crescent artillery are making them sustain some heavy damage, but they ultimately get destroyed. There's actually 3 Mother Goos? There's 3 Mother Goos within the base. This is interesting. One of the factories are starting to go down. Refining the buildings does give some amount of catalyst. That's the proper term. Refining the building. This war factory is almost dead. With 10 armor and the fact that there's no weapon penetration, the Mother Goose only do 1 damage per hit. The factory does go down, does depower this other factory and this tank attachment as well. It does lose 1 of the Mother Goose. This Mother Goose may also go down, and it does have very little amount of health. That Mother Goose also goes down. This Gladys can spot the area. The Goo player is actually down to 5 Mother Goos, which is not a lot. The human players are currently on 5 refineries. Those have sustained heavy amount of losses and not any mining time from these refineries from here, here, and here. The refinery over here was actually moved, apparently. Both the original catalyst nodes still have half its catalyst. These guys are trying to go in for harassment. There goes the monitor. The best for them is to run away and just sort of kite this force the best they can. Because look how much damage the drovers are actually taking. They can't really get up and close. Take out this force. And the flanking striders should do some damage. Mother Goo actually trying to get in the action. A bit of an unnecessary thing to do. He could just place that Mother Goo for refining. And he needs to get some more Mother Goos up, I would say. Take these 2 Mother Goos, turn to more Mother Goos, and he's will be on 7, which is not a half bad number. Team player is not expanding just yet. Strider's trying to deal with the Gladys. The game has slowed down quite a bit. After all, there was that mass engagement. This Mother Goo is not actually refining. Oh, it is actually just on the node. Oh, there is actually something here. Small proteins, large proteins, and Mother Goos consume. When they consume a structure or unit, they release a burst of energy that will repair nearby units. What I want to see right now, which would be probably very good for this moment, maybe some dwellers have some mobile landmines, may do some good. Corrosive pools now also heal, so it looks like going for a healing-based, durability-based build. If I said base enough, that's probably a bit bad. More of a harassment force over here, but there is a bit of an army coming forward. Oh, scimitars! Massive damage to these units, destroying pretty much all of them. Looks like he picked off a small protein. Currently, the human player does have more than double the military of the Goo player. There goes more of the Mondercraft. He probably should pull away these Tempests, no reason of losing more and more of them. Running in Drover is trying to get a nice surround. He actually sort of does get a pretty good surround, but Gladys have so much armor, they can withstand quite a bit of Drover fire. I can see these Drovers will not cut it versus Gladys. More Bombercraft coming out. may able to nope, not going for the small protein. Looks like he's going for the nope, not for the mother goo, but actually being destroyed by the AA. Did that I know the scimitars fired. Did they actually the rounds disappear as they died? I need to look back that up again once I'm done recording. But it looked like that the rounds disappeared within mid-flight. With enough drovers, you can actually kill Gladys. And there is this harassment force up here. Small protein turning more drovers. These mother goos are sustaining quite a bit of fire. Though he is hitting the one that's a bit more healthy. He's actually now focused on this weaker one and gets the kill. This other mother goo is now just not really doing much. Try to move the other mother goo to get a nice flanking. Does catch one of the tridents. This mother goo has now sustained heavy amount of damage. And now it is dead. And these drovers are now coming up. This human player has been killing a lot of these mother goos in this game. There is actually a lot of Gladys over here. I actually think the human player is going to win this game. Perhaps he should invest to a teleporter just to help to harass these outlying mother goos if he actually sees them. Looks like a couple more large proteins coming out. Perhaps want to see some more destructors, perhaps crescents, maybe even a couple bastion, which two bastions would be a pretty bad idea versus this. The mother goo was lying and waiting. Gets a nice kill on a lot of those tridents. You need to stay within the bush. Sort of pushing the units out, preventing them getting actually inside the bush. But does die. There's just way too many units for him to actually deal with. I think that was more bomber craft that was getting shot down. There are more scimitars here. The goo player is now down to 6 mother goos. He is not in a good position. The human player still only has 5 oh, my voice. Still only has 5 refineries. Yep, this cold sucks. Looks like we're going to see another harassment force. Will he go this direction and actually spot this mother goo? No, looks like he's going to head directly north. There's this force here. He does have a number of destructors and a couple crescent. This is a pretty armored force. He needs more units, which he's actually outnumbered almost 3 to 1. This mother goo is now being hit. He has not realized it just yet. Now he has. And it's down to the last segment of health, and it will fall. The human player actually has enough army, does have enough military to afford 2 large strike forces. More bomber crafts coming forward, getting a nice burst, destroying the crescent, or just one of the crescents, and firing down on the other crescent, destroying it as well. This force is now crippled. His primary army is now pretty much destroyed. These scimitars have no ammo. They need to retreat, and they die to the AA. The Gladys needs to retreat back and just sort of just move and shoot away from the drovers. The drovers have trouble actually taking on this force anyways, though the drovers are actually getting pretty good amount of splash damage just with the overwhelming numbers. That's a pretty good pick-me-up with the goo player, but the goo player needs more mother goos. He needs more units. There's still another large hit force over here, and a defensive force will be soon up. And drovers are crap versus buildings. Look at that, he already has another hit, a sizable force of Gladys that can more than deal with this force. Oh, looks like he did destroy some of the retreating harvesters, which destroyed a number of his drovers. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful and destroy one of his own Tempests. This Catalyst node area is actually pretty low, so he might consider investing over here. He does not realize that there are Mother Goos over there, though. Let's hit force over here. The monitor spots this Mother Goo, and it dies. The Goo player is now down on 5. Monitor coming forward. He spots only one AA in the small force, so this force will crush it. Monitor coming forward does spot this Mother Goo. There is a large protein coming out, perhaps for destructors. Dwellers. Now this should be fun. This could actually turn the tide of the game if he gets some nice Dweller hits. And they can move and be stealthed. Currently there has no been stealth-based play, so the human player has not bothered building any daggers or research any other stealth detection. Which I think the human players can only have daggers for stealth detection. There goes one of the monitors. Oh, these dwellers are coming in. Planting in the bush. This dweller. Plant, 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 plant. Boom! There goes the entire force. And he should not have wasted that other one. He has destroyed that entire force with pretty much one dweller. Dwellers, if I remember correctly, they do 150, I want to say? Which is enough to kill Gladys. We have 4 refineries over here, but the problem is this catalyst node is almost dried up. It's a bad idea to maintain all these refineries over here. It actually does have a 6th refinery, I believe. 1, 2, yeah, there is a 6th one. Gotta be careful with exploding harvesters when they come back. For example, he just lost another Strider to exploding harvester. Or collector. Run away from the little guy. Now shoot and destroy. Did we actually see any daggers? We do not see any daggers from the human player, so we will not see any self-protection if he would choose to go for more dwellers, which is a good idea right now. He has these large forces in groups. Dwellers will destroy them. Oh, just speak of the devil and he shall come. Nice flanking hits, like just hitting the units on the long to come away. Plus with all these pools of catalyst, not catalyst, goo, it does damage to units going through them. Dwellers are still here. He's moving one to over here, one to up here. A nice juicy target is in this center of this unit. Don't go for these. Don't go for those. Yes, they're balling up. They're balling up. Now, I would say a good time to spring the trap. Kablooey. Oh yeah, dwellers do have 150 damage. I was correct. More than half this force was destroyed. Ouch. I think he now realized there are dwellers about, and Gladys, Trident. Don't do it just yet. Don't. That was a waste. This force would have been better. This force is a prime opportunity. Do you see another harassment force up here? These Mother Goos will have to withdraw, probably. These Mother Goos do actually have quite a bit of health, like above 1,000 on health. One of the glass will be devoured. No, bitch, he released them. The monitor craft up here on top of the mountain is not a good idea, but inside the bush is. Does switch into a large protein. 2 more dwellers. He better only use 1 on this force, only 1. Stealth detection. There's a dagger there. Now he knows. Dwellers are now obsolete, though this force still can be hit by a dweller. This newer forces would not. He needs to actually get a couple daggers to this area, to this force now, before they sustain any more damage from dwellers. Nice bomber hit. Oh, spread the fire. He could have killed these crescents. Now this is the end of this force, and he actually missed the other crescent, but there's other forces will destroy them. No dwellers in this force, so there's no instant wipe of this army, sadly. And that's the end of the Mother Goo there. Got some more Mother Goos. And this is the end of the replay. And, yep, BlueDrivesMonster has now cast the GG. This Lord.agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.